Expats are constantly on the lookout for the best cities to live in the world. Today, we're going to discuss 3 of them. It really is a tricky question. What makes a city one of the best cities to live in the world? Is it the climate? Is it the food? Is it the standard of living? Is it dating? What is it? If one thing is certain, it's that we all have different preferences. So today I want to give you 3 cities that will hit the criteria of most people. First up, we have Medellin, Colombia. Now, Medellin is a great city that is not unknown to most expats. In fact, many people have moved to Medellin for different reasons. Medellin has very consistent climate. During day, you can expect climate to be in the low 80s. And during night in the high 50s. You see, not too hot, not too cold, just perfect climate for many people. I've read unlimited research reports talking about Medellin, and I've seen it consistently rank in the top 10 best cities for expats. And I think one of the big pluses of Medellin is that it really is one of the safest places that you can live in Colombia. Now, just as any big city, and probably a little bit more so in Colombia, you have to be, and especially in Medellin, you have to be a little bit careful of where you go at night. You need to avoid certain neighborhoods. But if you are aware of where you can go, where you can't go, you're gonna be fine. You're probably not gonna have any problems. It's not only expats that live in Medellin. There's a ton of digital nomads and entrepreneurs living in the city, taking advantage of the tax benefits. Since Medellin offers a sizable digital nomad community, there's a ton of meetups happening all over the year. Expats who live or visit Medellin for less than 183 days a year pay only taxes on income sourced within Colombia, which is taxed at 35%. If you remain longer than 183 days in Colombia, you will be taxed like a regular resident, according to your income level, up to 39%. While Colombia hasn't really been the most politically stable country over the past year, it's still pretty stable and things don't really get out of hand too much in the country. Many people are in love with Latin American food, and Colombian food is really no different. It's really heavy, it's rich, very comparable to Mexican food. And dining out in the country is pretty inexpensive. You can have a meal for anywhere from $4 to $8 per person. One of the best cities that you can live in the entire world is Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon, Portugal is country located on the Iberian Peninsula, and in Lisbon, Portugal, you can live in peace regardless of your race, religion, or ethnicity. I've experienced Portugal firsthand, and from what I can tell you, my own personal experience is that the Portuguese are a very welcoming nation, very welcoming people, very open-minded, and in most cities, you'll be totally fine speaking English, something that's probably more difficult to accomplish in Latin America, a place like Colombia. In Portugal, if you live in any of the big cities like Lisbon, Porto, Setúbal, even the Algarve region, you probably will be fine with just English. And I think this is a really strong benefit that often is not pointed out, because you don't want to move to a country unwilling to learn the local language. So if you want to live in a place like Colombia, you gotta really put some effort in, learn some Spanish. However, if you want to live in Portugal, and the thing with Portuguese is that it's not really a widely spoken language. It's not really like Spanish. When it comes to weather, I think Portugal is a great choice as well, because it doesn't get overly hot, not even during the summer. The summers are hot, but not too hot like they are in Seville, Spain. And the winters in Portugal are mild and rainy. I think it's a climate that a lot of people could adjust to. With its rich history, Portugal has long attracted travelers, digital nomads, expats, people from all kinds of backgrounds, not only because of the cultural experience that you can enjoy in the country, but also because of how many people have migrated to Portugal in recent years. One of the big benefits of living in Portugal and living in the European Union in general is that it is a very, very politically stable region. So you probably won't have any political issues in Europe anytime soon. Doesn't matter, it can't happen in the future, but just given a look at the history, given a look at the data we have available, it doesn't seem likely that Portugal will have any major political conflicts in the coming decades. Very similar to Colombia, should you spend less than 183 days in Portugal, then only Portuguese sourced income is taxable in Portugal while you're staying there. However, should you become a resident, things look very different, and the tax code of Portugal can get a little bit complicated depending on what you do for a living. Portugal also offers the NHR scheme, which is a great tax benefit depending on whether you qualify or whether certain of your income sources qualify under the tax code. I definitely recommend you to look up more on it to make sure that you make the right decision, because just coming to Portugal to have some tax benefits is maybe not the right choice if you should not qualify. Cost of living wise, Portugal is definitely on the cheaper end of things. Purchasing property in Portugal has become more expensive in recent years, and that has a lot to do with the migration into the country. However, there's plenty of areas and places where you can rent or purchase property at a reasonable price. As always, the more you stay out of the top haunted locations, the better you will do, the less you will spend, but then you're gonna have access to fewer like-minded individuals, maybe. But Portugal is not a very large country, so you can even find a reasonable accommodation in the Lisbon metro. The public transportation in Portugal is really good, so you may not even need a car. You can take the train, the bus, depending on where you live. Uber is also not that expensive. So if you want to have a good, affordable life, then you want to live outside Lisbon city center. In terms of cuisine, Portugal is a really good place if you like fish-based dishes. It's a fantastic culinary experience. And the last city that I wanted to talk with you about in this video is Buenos Aires, Argentina. Buenos Aires, Argentina is definitely a place that has not gained a lot of attraction over the past years, simply because foreigners were paying a lot of attention to Southeast Asia, a region that's having a lot of problems lately. So I think with Southeast Asia having a lot of problems, more and more people will look into alternatives. And I do think that Buenos Aires or Colombia, a place where I discussed early on, is a good alternative because it offers a really good quality of life for not too much money. Buenos Aires is known for the tango. It is known for great architectural buildings, European style architecture, and it's just a phenomenal place if you're in love with culture. On top of that, it offers high standard of living and affordable housing costs. The summers in Buenos Aires are warm, humid, and wet, and a typical winter is cold and rainy. It is estimated that 60,000 expats live in Argentina, so making friends with foreigners will probably not be too difficult. There really has been a big digital nomad community in Argentina, which has been in decline over the years. But right now, I think with Argentina opening up for tourism again, it could soon be one of the top haunted digital nomad locations, not only in Latin America, but really in the entire world. Considering all the problems we're seeing in the Southeast Asia region, you know, people are just running away from Southeast Asia, and I think those people will be coming to places like Argentina. Despite of Buenos Aires not being on top of the digital nomad locations list right now, there's plenty of co-working spaces in the city. From a culinary experience, Argentina is well known for its grass-fed beef and empanadas. Argentina not only offers a great variety of meat dishes for the meat lovers under us, but it also offers a great variety of vegetarian dishes. Generally speaking, Argentina is one of the safest countries that you can visit and live in Latin America. It's safer than Los Angeles and Mexico City, and based on recent data, also safer than Brussels. Argentina operates by a progressive tax rate, and you pay up to 35% in taxes if you're a resident. One of the most affordable things that Argentina has to offer is housing. If you want to rent an apartment for the long term, get ready for some really low rates. Like a 3-bedroom apartment can cost you as little as $400 a month. Considering the current inflation, these prices are really unheard of. You can get a fully furnished 1-bedroom apartment in the center of Buenos Aires for just $300. I think the country really offers good value for your money. Which of the discussed cities is your favorite? Have you visited or lived in any of the cities we discussed in this video? Leave a comment below and let us know. Make sure to subscribe and turn on alerts to never miss any of my future travel updates, visa, and digital nomad locations videos. Before I let you go, I got 2 recommendations for you. 1, I shot a video on open countries. These are places that you can visit without entry restrictions. If you want to watch this video, then click on the link right here. 2, I shot another video on the best places where you can live on as little as $1,000 a month. Click the link right here to watch this video now. Thank you for watching.